everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Chris Ormy, and today we're going to be playing more of our Building a Better Barca save on Football Manager 21 beta. There's been a lot of changes. We discussed in the first video kind of my ideas for this save, what I wanted to achieve, and kind of how I thought we would get there. So, as you can see, a lot of people sacked, a lot of people up over that side, whatever, brought in to replace them. So I'm going to take myself off screen for a bit. We're going to run through the changes. A lot of staff changes, a lot of player changes. You can see we're in the 1st of October. We're coming towards the end of that transfer window, which in Spain, I believe shuts on the 9th or the 10th of October. So basically, we're in the final week. We've kicked off the league campaign with a new look side. Massive changes. Without further ado, we're going to get into it because we got a Champions League group draw just about to happen with second seeds from. So I didn't go any further in the game. I wanted to get to this point and show you all what happened, give you my thoughts why, and what it could mean going forward. So, with that being said, let's take a look then at some of the coaches and backroom staff in general that we released. So Ronald Koeman went out. Alfred Schroeder, the assistant, went with him. I took the chief scout out. I didn't think he was very good. A performance analyst. He kind of, did a bit of both, really. Baccaro, Ortiz Magro, lots of these people here. Head of youth, Patrick Kluivert. Here's an interesting one for me. I'm actually going to go in and take a look at Patty, because Patty is an absolutely fantastic staff member. He's a pretty good head of youth there. He's ambitious. He plays a tiki-taka 4-3-3. It's not too far from the ideas that we want to play. So it kind of all fits. But I knew I could get better. So unfortunate, as it may be, Patrick Kluivert, a bit of a legend at this club, a bit of a legend in general. We had to let him go. Henrik Larsson, another phenomenal player. And, he'll do better, but as a coach, again, not really great. Assistant manager, half decent. Manager, half decent. I see him actually more as like an under-21s manager than a full team manager. I will say that. So another one that kind of hurt to let go, but we had to. Then just some other people who really didn't fit what we were doing. We brought in our coaches. So Iñaki Bergara, very decent coach. Got a performance analyst in Teal. We got Pagelo as our assistant. Very, very good regen. Like him a lot. Like I say, where he comes in, tiki-taka 4-3-1-2 narrow, which is something I do like playing. He's got a wide formation as well. He is determined. He is pretty good. He just comes straight in as my assistant. Performance. Loan manager, I think we got a very, very good loan manager. There didn't seem to be any generated that had a high analyzing data. And 8 was about as high as they went. So that's what we ended up with. Juan Jesus Jimenez, not a problem there. D'Agostino, very good coach. Petroso, Peruzzi, sports scientist. Haygarth, technical director. We got some absolutely phenomenal people. Brought in Jose Boto. He is a very, very decent scout, so he'll take over for us there. Director of football, Luis Campos, brought him in to get things going. And the replacement for Patrick Kluivert, Bruno Conti. Model citizen, 2019-20, vertical tiki-taka, 4-4-2, which I'm not playing, but we could. Wouldn't take too much to get down to a 4-4-2. I don't want to play that. I played a mix of 4-2-4 and 4-4-2 in the Wolves beta save live on Twitch. So I don't really want to jump back into that too much. But Bruno Conti, fantastic head of youth. One of the best on the game, in my opinion. So very, very happy to bring him in. Luis Campos. So I think he's a very good director of football. Maybe not the best, but where you can get these upgrades, that's definitely what you should go for. And again, everybody sort of coming in quite nicely there. If we look at the release players, you will see Minaj. Not good enough, in effect. Just always kind of going to be a backup. Always going to be that kind of player that doesn't quite make it at the club. I offered him out for about 300,000, and people came back in and basically bid about 200, and then his agent was asking for a payout for 160, 170 in most cases. So we were going to get like 20 grand, and he was turning teams down, so we just released him. I paid the money to get rid of him. We lost about 100,000 that we could have possibly in there. Loan deals, they all pretty much went out before I could have any say on them. Reis and Todibo definitely have a future at this club, I think. Ludovic Reis, I think, is a decent player if he develops well on loan. And Todibo, I think, is a very, very promising centre-back. So, be excited to see him come back in for sure. Reis as well. Ruiz, I'm not entirely sure. Not a great goalie. Probably a long-term backup. That might be where we are looking at him. And then the big money. The big deals. The big ones, boys. Both in and out. Let's just say I went a little crazy. I went a little bit crazy. We live and die by the choices we make. If this goes well, we live good. If this goes poorly, we die on the back of these mistakes. Because mistakes then they would be. Mistakes then they would be. Yeah. All these deals pretty much up to Vidal and up to Alex Ruiz, they are already done. I want to walk you through who went out before came in. You can see everything, but we're going to walk you through. And again, I'm going to disappear to give you a full view of the deals. Martin Braithwaite, 17.75, slight profit. He's got a better contract than he had with us at Wolves. He's got a better chance at playing. Cut price deal, we could have got a lot more for him, but that's the case with most of these players going out. I think we paid a bit too much for players coming in places, but we definitely got much less than we could have going out if we'd have been patient. I wanted to do it all in the first window. I wanted to bring everybody in and get everybody out in one window. Because that way, you kind of limit the time effect. There's no good spreading it out. You'll just keep people unhappy. You sell a big player, one window. A big player, the next window. A big player, the next window. A big player. It drags it out. What I'm trying to do is everybody out, everybody kind of upset, work hard to get them all back on side, which shouldn't be too difficult. The players that complain that the big players are gone are usually the other big players. And those big players are now gone as well. So it all works out. In theory, it all works out. The board hate us, the fans hate us. But the players are kind of okay with it. And we'll get into that a little bit later on. Yeah, Braithwaite, decent deal. I'm pretty happy with what we were able to do there. Gerard Piqué, we could have got a lot more for him. But again, you know, he's 33. I think 17 million for a player kind of falling off like he is. Probably the best thing we could have done. He ends up at PSG. 150 grand a week there, it seems. Alex Rico, youngster, didn't think he was ever going to make it. Dumped him out. There's a bunch of them. Ramon Villa, another one, a goalkeeper again. I don't think is going to make it out. I don't know if I want to click this. Okay. Are we ready? 62 million. Lionel Messi. Oh. He looks so good. Man City got an absolute bargain at 62 million. His contract's going to run out. He's on nearly 900,000 a week. I didn't know who was going to buy him, really. I thought it came down to two clubs. It's Man City and it's PSG. That's about, I think, the only teams, honestly, that could afford his wages. I don't know where Juventus are. I don't know whether some of the other English clubs maybe come into it. I don't know what Bayern Munich could maybe offer. But it was Man City, PSG. Man City got the bid in first. And that's where he ultimately ends up going. So, I don't know whether having Aguero there made it easier. I don't know if having, like, Tiki Bergstein and a couple other Barcelona staff members up there, if that helps at all, I really don't know. This is the one that will define this series as a success or a failure. Because, oh boy. As I say, if this goes right, we are great. If this goes wrong, we are idiots. That's what it comes down to. Lionel Messi, 62 million. 900,000 almost. I don't even want to look at the... I don't even want to know what it would have taken. Or just, yeah. Let's just move on. Sergio Busquets, 34 million. I think this was actually a pretty good price. We couldn't have got much more. I think it was worth 32. Somewhere up there. Again, another team leader. Him, Piqué, and Messi were the three team leaders. Again, this was one that people hated. Luckily, they ended up leaving a day or so later. I basically transfer listed them, offered them all out, and put them all in the under-19s. They were pissed. They still are pissed. They kind of hate me. I'm okay with that. And Neto, cheap deal. He ends up at Monaco. Pretty cheap deal. Good goalie. Lose an absolute ton on him like we do on a lot of players. I think he was worth 23, but the highest bid I got was 8. I think from... I don't remember who it was from. Tottenham? A few clubs came into him, but 8 was about the highest. He ends up at Monaco, 6.75. A pretty good deal. And I didn't want him, so that was a big thing. Now come the two that really hurt because we lose a ton of money on again. Milan Pjanic. Pjanic is a great player. Didn't fit what I wanted to do. I'm sad that they made the move to sell Arthur and bring in Pjanic in real life, because I would have loved to have built around Arthur in midfield. Pjanic didn't suit my style. Goes out to Liverpool. Big money. Let's go. That's fine. And Griezmann didn't want to go. He wanted to fight and stay. In the end, he's ended up at Bayern Munich. 350 grand a week. We really upset him. And that's a huge loss for the club. But it's a poor deal in the first place. The deal that shouldn't have been made. He's a very, very good player. And he's just too old to suit what I want to do. Scroll all the way down. Jordi Alba, AC Milan. Decent deal for them. I feel I got good money for Jordi Alba as well. That was a deal we actually did get what I thought we could for a player. Not too many there. 69 million for Coutinho. Again, a bad deal that never really paid off for Barcelona. And it was time to get rid. It was time to absolutely get rid. I didn't want anyone over the age of 26 in the first team squad. Now, that was my idea. A 5-year build. That takes you over 31, 32 at the end of that 5-year seasons. That would be pretty good. Sergio Roberto, sadly, looks to be injured already. But another pretty good deal. 35.5. He's such a good player. And I love Sergio Roberto. Him and Rafinha and Rodrigo and Thiago. They were my 4 Barcelona boys that I really loved. They're all kind of in the same family. It's a shame that it didn't work out. And it's a shame he's 28, not 26. Because again, could have built around him. I got good money. Galen's another young player we don't need. And so is Allegri. So, yeah. Big money. Lots of good stuff. We made an absolute fortune. And then we went out and spent it, boys. We went out and spent it. So, I scouted a bunch of players. I put a bunch on the shortlist. A lot came up on my my scouts radars. One of those was Andrea Propetti, and Propetti was being bid on by, I think, Arsenal. Liverpool bid on one. I think they bid on Propetti. Arsenal did. Liverpool bid on Rovella. So I went and offered a contract. I made sure it was a good contract. And yeah, they may not play for me right now, but the potential of these two is so high. Pair of young Italian studs ready to go for the future. They're in the B team for now. It's a very good B team. So we'll see how that goes on. I knew who my first signing up front was going to be. I knew we were going to be missing people. Messi gone, Griezmann gone. I knew that Ansu Fati, I would probably play off the left wing. He could play up top. It doesn't leave you with a lot with Barcelona, so I went and double dipped at the position. But Erling Haaland was my number one. And he's come in. He's already done quite well. I'm very happy. 300 grand a week, 69 million. Very happy to bring him in. We also managed a few days later, like 5 days later, to bring in Alexander Isak. Big, tall, strong, good player. 64 million. And hey, I've got a brilliant 1-2 punch to rotate up top. Or if I want to go 2 up top, I've now got 2 really quality strikers to get there. I'm really happy with these 2 deals. I am ecstatic with these 2 deals. They're both expensive, what they are. But they're both players I think can do a very good job for us. Both release clauses as well. We couldn't have got them any cheaper. So, very, very happy with that. And Isaac is willing to wait for his chance. I didn't want to wait till the end of the first season with Ter Stegen being sold. I decided that Donnarumma would be a very, very good player to pick up. So we went ahead and spent the money on him. 48.5 million. What it gets you is the best young goalkeeper in the game. Long term, the best goalie in the game. We're now sorted at the position. We don't need to fuss. Good contract, good fee, good player. Light upgrade, I'm not sure over Ter Stegen, but 7 years younger and definitely better in the future. So, where is Ter Stegen? His deal was... Okay, we'll go looking maybe in a minute. I've had a couple of bugs. When I did this first time, a couple of these players weren't actually on the list, like Messi and Pjanic. So, I can't remember where... Oh, I know where Ter Stegen went. Ter Stegen went for 36, 38, I think, to Dortmund. Yeah, Marc-Andre Ter Stegen. 39 million. Again, a good deal. I don't know why it's not showing up on that. There's bugs all over the place, sadly. It's a beta. It's what you're going to expect, sadly. But, yeah. Right back. They sold Nelson Semedo. That sucks as well. I really would have liked to seen him still at the club. Tin Jedvaj, I think, is one of the better young defenders available at the beginning of the game. Solid defensive right back. Not the best, but slightly more sort of defensive-minded and responsible. Slightly better than Serginho Dest, I feel. Dest probably long-term, but Jedvaj is a very good pickup at 2.4. That was a good deal. These are good deals. Donnarumma was probably less than I expected to pay. I knew what these 2 fees were going to be because they were release clauses. A surprising one, up on the transfer list for like 35 million was Fabian. We bid 27, I think, was his estimated value. Somewhere around there. I think it was like 20 something. Mid to high 20s. We bid that. It got rejected. He got upset. He wanted to come. And yeah, basically we ended up agreeing somewhere in the middle. His price came down to about 30, 31. I think 31 and a half maybe. Yeah, 31 and a half. So a tiny profit for Napoli. But we get a really, really good, exciting, young Spanish centre mid coming into the club. And again, the fact that we lost out on having Artur here, I think Fabian makes a great case for that not being an issue anymore. Very happy with that deal. Excited to see more transfer listed players. Romagnoli, friends with Donnarumma, good backup, rotation kind of guy. He's still out injured. He's not really going to play for a while. I think him and Umtiti are kind of on the same time scale at coming back. 2 centre-backs, that sucks, but we've got to do what we got to do. But a solid player, I thought, for 17.5 million. He'll do a job. He will definitely do a job. And we did need another centre-back, so I brought him in. I also almost brought in Gagliardini, but he's injury-prone or inconsistent. We pulled out of that. 30 million for Naby Keita. Again, on the transfer list for slightly more, I think 37, 38. We bid quite low. I think we bid 10 to begin with. And we slowly worked our way up, and he got upset at some point, and we worked it out. It didn't take too long. And that's something you can do, as well as talk to the agent. You can make them your top transfer target. You can get other players to talk to them. Just try and unsettle him, get him used to it, and get him fighting his club to leave. I do believe he is slightly injury prone, which I probably wouldn't have picked up. It's not on here, no, but actually it was slightly here, so it's not... Like they're not showing, or he's really borderline with maybe... I don't know, like an 8 to a 12 or something in injury proneness or something. I don't know, but he's a very, very good player at the base of that midfield for me. And I needed someone like that. I needed someone there I could really trust. I thought his age is right. The money's right. The contract wasn't crazy. I don't know why he's on so little money. But, hey, I will 100% take it. I was expecting to pay like 150 to 200,000 for a Naby Keita. But yeah, we really did a good deal here, I feel. And I'm very excited to see what he does in that midfield. Youngster, Tomislav Druvniak. Another centre mid, another prospect. Another one the scouts dug up. I've seen a couple other people talk about him, so I think he is like a known commodity maybe as a wonder kid this year. I don't think he was on FM20, but another cheap, good deal that we could do. Jose Gaya, I felt we needed a really good quality left back. So we went ahead, we bid big, 31 million. We got our player. I was actually surprised it didn't cost more than that as well. This was another very good deal in my opinion. And like I say, very, very decent money. But you get a lot of player for that. And I really like what he's done. Everyone's on 86,000. I'm sure I didn't put 86,000 when I signed them. I never really do, and that's... Okay, Naby Keita, I thought Naby Keita was 85. Sorry, it was 86 as well. You see, they're all rounded figures. Gaia isn't. And then Florent de Silva, a very much well-known wonder kid of the future. And again, so cheap, so good. Just adds to that talent level. Really building that midfield. I think with Todibo and a couple others, we've got good defenders. It puts us in a really, really good place, in my opinion. One for the future as well. 4.6 for Pedro Brazao. Or Brazao. I'm not really sure. Right winger, left-footed, Portuguese. Hey, him and Trincao could be absolutely fantastic for this club. Again, building on that midfield that we need. We've got a couple of young strikers. We've got a good young goalie. We building a decent defence. We're going super young on the midfield. Hopefully it all works out. We don't know. We're going to find out together. If we don't get sacked. Always a possibility. Always a possibility. But I really like this scout report as well. You know, just no issues. Good stuff here. Very, very good sort of potential. And yeah, it brings us up into a good place of having yet another good player for cheap. We still got a bit of transfer budget. I had to fight for more transfer budget. We've kept the wage budget pretty much the same as it was. Messi and Griezmann, I think, were on about 1.7. So those two leaving has given us this transfer budget. Wage budget. All the rest of the wage budget we made by players going out have been filled by the players going in. But we still got that gap, and we've got 45 million. We've got some money in the bank finally. Everything's kind of looking good. You know, captain, Lenglet. Lenglet is a very decent captain. He's about the best we could do. And yeah, long term, I'm not sure how good he's going to be. He doesn't look amazing. I do have my eye on a couple of centre-backs. They both play for the same Italian club. Maybe you've heard of Juventus. Yeah, you can see who I'm scouting, boys. Dybala, Kulusevski, Arthur. We might bring back Arthur. Bendenser, Demiral, and the Lit. I mean, imagine if we could put the Lit and Demiral at the back. Oh. Yeah. Then we get rid of Lenglet. But we can't right now, and he's captain, and that's okay. Frankie becomes vice-captain, a very, very good vice-captain. Kind of the key man, I think, in our team. Model citizen, very good elite midfielder. He comes in and really locks down that midfield. He was the one big-name player. Well, there's two big-name players, actually. There's two big-name players that we got on side quickly. We gave the captain's armband to Frankie, that got him on side. Lenglet became captain, that got him on side. Umtiti fought us, but we really concentrated to try and get him on side. The other one that really stayed on side and didn't mind the moves we were making has been Dembele. I'm very excited to see what he can do. Very excited to see what he can do in this team. Can still get better, still needs work. But boy, he could be an absolutely fantastic player. I do want to try and get that anticipation up. So, off the ball is okay at 14. Anticipation and decisions, 11 and 10. If I can actually get that going, that could be very good, you know, for a Dembele type player. I'm going to concentrate on that. As an attacking player, I'm excited to see what might happen there. So, this is our team. This is our team. For the foreseeable future. Gianluigi Donnarumma, Tin Jedvaj, Arayo's playing at centre-back instead of Umtiti right now. Then Lenglet and Jose Gaya. Naby Keita at the base of midfield with Frankie de Jong and Fabian playing in midfield there. Dembele and Fati starting out on the wings. And Erling Braut Haaland up top. I think that's pretty good, boys. I think that's pretty good for me. Backup goalie just for now is Kerovic. Doesn't need to be great. He's good enough. On the bench, like I say, Umtiti be in the lineup, so Araujo would come down for his spot. Let's make that switch. They're not fully fit yet, that's the problem. But on the bench, 3-star players, Romagnoli and Alexander Isak. Everybody else is 2.5-star apart from Moriba and Orellana. But we got Trincao, we got Pedri, we got Alenia, we've got Busquets, the younger Busquets. We've got Araujo's down here, Junior Firpo and Serginho Dest. Very, very solid. Very, very solid. Oldest man in the team is Umtiti. Then Romagnoli, Keita, Gaya and Lenglet. 5 years or more to grow with this club. All these boys have it. I'm excited. I'm really excited that we can keep this team together. Players can leave if they need to, or if they really, really want to. We can bring in replacements. But I'm very happy with this. Like, I don't know about you, but I'm very, very happy with how this team looks. If we dive into the B team and the under-19s. Got Pug, Calado, Todibo's out loan, Emerson, and Wagyu can go on right back. So we got even more depth there, and they look really good long term as well. There's Nico, De La Fuente, Mortimer, Tenya as a backup goalie of the future. Perhaps Miranda for left back can come in instead of maybe a Firpo. Comas, De Vega, Monchu, Mingueza, Pena, Abe, Papetti and Rivera are there as well. Royce. Meyer, I'm not sure about. Fernandez, not sure about. A couple others not sure about, to be fair. But Mingo's there. Just look. Oh. Potential-wise, 4 stars and above. Look at the amount of players we've got. And then we got an attacking right winger, probably. Akamatch becomes. Gavi is that sort of advanced playmaker in centre mid. We've got a left back, we've got a centre back, we've got a defensive midfielder at the base, the 4.5, left back, right back, another centre back, another defensive man in mid, another attacking mid, another winger. Yeah, it's fantastic. And the ages of our key players, our new key players, the big 4. Donnarumma's 21. Then we move up to defensive midfield. Frankie is 23 and vice captain. We got Dembele who's 23 out on the wing. And we got Erling up top who's 20. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. Next 4, slight improvements. Naby Keita, Lenglet, Fabian, Jose Gaya. I do think I really want to make a splash and go out and buy a big centre-back. Either we sell Lenglet or we sell Umtiti. And I really want to go out and get De Ligt. I really want to go out and get De Ligt. I don't know where we are Champions League-wise in terms of registration. We're okay, though. We've got 25 players for the league. 23 outfield players. We've only got 22 here. I've got 3 goalies registered. There's a couple that didn't need to be registered. Pedri, Moriba, and Fati. That's okay. So league-wise, we're okay. Everything's set up okay. So far in the league, Valladolid away, big 5-0 win. Haaland 2 in his debut. Jedvad 1 in his debut. Dembele coming up big as well. Very good team performance. Granada at home, you'd expect a big performance. We got a big performance again. Lenglet, captain's first goal. Fabian's first goal. Dembele and Haaland both score again. And then Real Sociedad. A tougher game. This was a bit more of a tougher game. Dembele continues his goal-scoring streak. I think 4 in 3 he's got. Fati gets on the score sheet. The first game Haaland does not score in. He's now 3 from 3. Donnarumma a pair of 6.3s. I'm not very happy with that. Hopefully it gets better. The clean sheet really shows where the when we don't concede and he plays well. We do concede 1 and he has a mistake. We concede 2, he has a mistake, and the rest of the team not amazing. It's going to take some time. It really is going to take some time. That's kind of where we are. Dynamics, team cohesion's terrible. But after winning back Umtiti, he was upset. He's okay with us now. We talked about his injury a couple of times and a few other things. We're building a relationship there. We might end up selling him, but he is one of the top, most influential squad members. So there's only so much we can do. You can see everything looks good. We're starting to get on side with the players. There's still no team leaders. We did sell all the team leaders and most of the highly influentials. We're slowly moving them up. As you can see, Umtiti's still not on side. Dembele's kind of on side, but we got the support from the bulk of the squad now. The young kids and the players we've signed like us a lot. They're getting that opportunity. The young Langley, they got the armbands. They're happy. Dembele and Titi we need to keep working hard on. And then some of the players that were already here. But I'm very, very happy. We're still a bit broken up here. That will coalesce into more sustained groups. Happiness. Everyone's pretty happy at the moment. Titi got a new deal finally, so he's now happy. That was one of the big ways. Junior wants more game time. Team conduct, 1 week, 1 week, 2 weeks, 2 weeks. Nice and simple. Don't need to get anything crazy there. And we got our team talks. We're not going to look into that. But yeah, those are the big moves we made. Piqué, Busquets, Lionel Messi, gone. New recruits, Pjanic, Griezmann, Neto, gone. Established players like your Albas, Roberto's, are gone. Ter Stegen, gone. We have gutted this club as much as we dared. I still like the team we put out. I still think we're good enough. Fati's a 3-star. Umtiti's a 3-star. Jedvaj is a 2.5. I still think we're good enough to win games and challenge for La Liga this season. Challenge in the Champions League this season. I think the bench is strong enough to help us. I think the youth pipeline is good enough to help us. And if the board are on our side, which they're kind of not, they wanted more money for players we sold, but they're happy with players we bought. But they really want high profile, and we haven't gone high profile. Alexander Isaac, 64 million. Big money, not high profile. Haaland, 69 million. Kind of high profile. Naby Keita, Fabian, Jose Gaya, not really high profile. Donnarumma could be high profile. Him and Haaland could be the two high profiles. It's not enough for them. We've got our eye on players. We've got a short list of 200 players we are eyeing up. But players like Mbappe, Marquinhos, Dybala, Bernardo Silva, Jesus, Demiral, Martinez, Sterling, Laporte, Pellegrini, Santos Bob, because I never learn and he looks so good. Rodrigo's there, Jadon Sancho, Tonali, Sane. They're all here, boys. And they're all willing to come. Someone like Kulu could work really well, I think. My main target's going to be Mbappe. And then a De Ligt if and when he wants to come. I'm guessing he's got a really bad scout report right now. But you can see all these players. Let's remove Brazil. Takes us down to 206. It takes us down to 206. Then we can go down to 204. 203. So everybody here should probably be 3.5 or above. Talisca, Diallo, Gagliardini. Yeah, we don't want anyway. Didi. Definitely do that. Some young players. Memphis Depay, there's Onguene, there's Buendia. There's a lot of players here that have actually come back with very, very good scout reports. And these guys look cheap. I might just need to buy the cheap players. Then all these players left to be signed. Kind of want McKinney scouted, even though he's already agreed to transfer elsewhere. Same with Kumbula. I should have done this tidying up off camera. That's my bad. Yeah, there's a ton of players on there that are supposed to be quite good this year that we want to test out. Let's see if they come back as good enough or not, and we'll continue to refine that shortlist. I think I'm done for this transfer window. I think we need to sell before we buy, because it'll be someone like an Mbappe, and I don't think we get him otherwise. So Hey, that's just the way it is. But this is the team that we take into the future. Life after Lionel Messi. And we're building a better Barca. So I hope you've enjoyed episode 2. Episode 3, gameplay begins. That's what's going to come up, guys. As we take on the league and the Champions League. And we get to find out who's in the groups. We're in pot 2. Group B would be really nice. Sevilla there. Porto would be nice. Zenit would be okay. We're not going to get Real because we're both Spanish. The other 4 kind of are tough, but we're going to get at least one good team. Liverpool Ajax, Sevilla Shakhtar, Porto Dortmund, Real Man U. We really want Group H now. We're not going to get it, are we? We're not going to get it. Barcelona, Bayern Munich. There we go, boys. Juventus, Chelsea, Atletico Madrid, Paris Saint-Germain, Zenit get Man City. Lokomotiv Moscow, Liverpool are being very nice at the moment. Inter Milan, Lazio, that's a tough group building there. Besiktas. We're going to get one of the 2 Red Bull clubs, aren't we? We can't get Leipzig. We're going to get Salzburg then. There's no way we get Krasnodar, I don't think. Get Red Bull, Salzburg. There's Leipzig. There will be Atalanta. No, sorry, Krasnodar, because you can't put Russian Atalanta in. Okay, 4th seeds. Red Star, wow. Liverpool get a decent group. Inter and Sevilla have a decent group. Marseille, Lazio, Dortmund, Porto, tough group. BMG, Besiktas, Man United, Real Madrid, fun group. Young Boys, Austria and Switzerland. René, not too bad. So we've got Austria, France, and Germany as our long trips in Europe. I'll take that. That's a decent group, boys. That's a decent group. Club Brugge. Okay, Istanbul. And that leaves Young Boys for Man City with Zenit and Atalanta. A very easy Man City group. A very easy Liverpool group. They should be able to get out of them, no problem. United face a little bit more of a trouble. It's an interesting Group B. Group C is a bit tough. We got a fairly decent but tough group there. But that's what's coming up. As I say, that's where we are going to leave it. So thank you very much for watching the video, sticking with us through till the end. More to come. Gameplay up next. I'll see you until then, though. Take care of yourselves. Be safe. Smash that like button. Hit subscribe if you already haven't done so. Link in the description to the Patreon. And follow me on Twitch as well. Twitch.tv/Chris Army. Live streams throughout the week. What more can I say? It's going to be fun. It's going to be interesting. Stick around and see how this goes. Take care, guys.